Find the exact value of each expression. No decimal answers accepted. In part A, we have cotangent 390 degrees minus cosine 0. From the unit circle or the triangle, cosine 0 is 1. 390 degrees is bigger than 360. And let's look at here. 390 is 360 plus 30. So 30 is the reference angle. And 390 just little bit more than 360, 30 more than 360. So it's still in first quadrant. So cotangent 390 is same as cotangent of 30 degrees, because 30 degrees is the reference angle. And 390 is in the first quadrant and all positive. So this is also positive. Minus cosine 0, that's 1. Now cotangent 30. What is cotangent of 30? We know that tangent of 30 and cotangent is reciprocal of tangent. Tangent of 30, if you have unit circle, that's y over x, sine over cosine. That will be 1 over root 3, or some of you might have root 3 over 3. Okay, same thing. So cotangent 30 is 1 over root 3, or you can go for root 3 over 3. In this case, let's take 1 over root 3, so that cotangent is reciprocal of tangent. So reciprocal of 1 over root 3 means just flip this fraction, just root 3. So this is root 3 minus 1. Or you can write 3 over root 3 if you flip this, minus 1. That's also acceptable. Okay, next part B, 1 plus tangent is square, so the value is square. Tangent pi over 6. Pi over 6 is like 30 degrees. So tangent 30 degrees. Oh, that's here. 1 over root 3. So 1 over root 3 minus cosecant pi over 4 is square. So we can write is square here. Cosecant pi over 4. Cosecant is reciprocal of sine. And sine pi over 4, that's 45 degrees. Sine pi over 4 is 1 over root 2, or root 2 over 2. And if we flip this fraction, let's take the first. If we flip this fraction, we get root 2 over 1. So cosecant pi over 4 is just root 2. Root 2 over 1 is just root 2. Now let's simplify further. This is 1 plus 1 over root 3 square. 1 is square 1 over root 3 square 3. So this is 1/3 minus root 2 is square. Square is square root cancel, just 2. Now we combine these three fractions. 1 plus 1/3, that's 4/3. 1 means 3/3 plus 1/3, 4/3 minus 2. Now combine these two fractions. We have to make common denominator, so multiply second 2 by 3 over 3, so that 3 is the common denominator. 4 minus 2 times 3, 2 on the top, 2 times 3 6. 4 minus 6 is negative 2, so negative in the front, 2. So negative 2 over 3 is the answer. Okay, negative 2 over 3. Part C, 4 times sine 45, that's pi over 4, which is 1 over root 2, or we can go for root 2 over 2. 4 on the top, let's write down the second value. Okay, root 2 over 2. You can write just 1 over root 2, that's also okay. Plus 8 times cosine of negative angle. And we know that cosine is an even function. Cosine of negative angle is same as cosine of positive angle. So this is pretty much cosine of 300 degrees. Okay, this is cosine of 300. Now 4 times root 2 over 2. 2 on the bottom, so 2 divides 4 twice. So this is 2 root 2. Okay, this is 2 root 2 plus 8 times, let's find the value of cosine 300. 300, if you have unit circle, you can find the value of cosine 300, or otherwise the reference angle is 300, little bit less than 360. So 360 minus 300 is 60. So the reference angle is 60, and 300, that's 270, 360, somewhere here, fourth quadrant. All students take calculus. So C means cosine is positive there. So cosine of 300 is positive, has positive value, okay, which is same as 60 reference angle. So cosine 60. And by the way, what is cosine 60? Cosine 60 is 1/2. Okay, if you have a unit circle, you can go directly look at the angle 300, and cosine of 300 is 1/2. So this is 1/2. Now 2 cancels 8 4 times, so the final answer is now 2 root 2 plus 4. These are unlike terms, so don't try to combine. This is not 6 root 2, so you need to write both. Let me write 4 first. 4 plus 2 root 2. Okay, again, this is not 6 root 2. This is it. This is the final answer. Let's move to the next. Part D. 7 times tangent 13 pi over 6. This is, let's look at 13 pi over 6. 13 pi over 6. 13 over 6 is little bit more than 2. Okay, 12 over 6 is 2. This is bigger than, so this is bigger than 2 pi. So how big? Let's subtract 2 pi, then we'll see. So to subtract, we have to make common denominator 6. So we multiply 6 6. Okay, so that 6 6 6 is the common denominator. 13 pi minus 2 pi times 6, so 12 pi. 13 pi minus 12 pi, just 1 pi. Oh, pi over 6, which is same as 180 over 6, so 30 degrees. Okay, so a little bit, this angle is in fact little, pi over 6 more than 360. Okay, 30 degrees more than 360, so in the first quadrant. So tangent of 13 pi over 6 is same as tangent of reference angle pi over 6, because 13 pi over 6 is in the first quadrant, and we had to write plus or minus, in this case first quadrant, so everything positive. So tangent of reference angle, okay, minus 2 times secant pi over 3. Secant is reciprocal of cosine, and we know the value of cosine pi over 3. Cosine pi over 3 is 1/2, so the reciprocal means just flip this fraction, that will be 2 times cosecant pi over 6. Cosecant is reciprocal of sine, and sine pi over 6, that's 30 degrees. Sine 30 is 1/2, so cosecant means reciprocal of 1/2 is 2. Okay, this is the answer for previous question. Let's simplify this now. 7 times tangent pi over 6, that's 30 degrees, or pi over 6, and tangent pi over 6 is what? That's 1 over root 3, or root 3 over 3, your choice. Okay, if we write root 3 over 3, then just leave this, minus 8. Now we need to combine these two fractions. This is 7 root 3 over 3 minus 8, or you could have done 1 over root 3, same thing. Multiply top and bottom by 3, so that we have the same denominator of 3. 7 root 3 minus 8 times 3, 24. So this is the final answer. Okay, the answer I have, the answer might look different if you had written 1 over root 3, but combine these two fractions, the answer is good.